crime which was committed in a relatively horrific manner.
A Kellogg man accused of murdering his 4 neighbors appears in court for the first time. What we've learned in new court documents tonight.
The moment he put his gun up and pointed it at me, the gun was at all that mattered to me.
Plus, a survivor from Saturday night's shooting at the Gorge recounts the moments before he was shot. His story from a hospital bed, new tonight.
Scattered showers and cool temps again today, but tomorrow as summer begins, we start to turn the corner toward warmer, sunnier days.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thank you for being here. We start tonight with breaking news. We now know the names of all of the victims from Saturday's shooting at the Gorge Campground. The Grant County coroner has now identified the 2 people who were killed, 29-year-old Brandy Escamilla and 26-year-old Jocelyn Ruiz, both residents of Seattle.
The 2 people who were injured in Saturday's shooting are identified as 31-year-old Andrew Quadra of Eugene, Oregon, and 20-year-old Lily Luksich of Mill Creek, Washington. They are both in the hospital at this hour.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office spokesperson has also identified the alleged shooter as 26-year-old James Kelly. He was stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord over on the west side. The sheriff's spokesperson says Kelly was booked into jail at the Grant County Jail. The suspect is now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of first-degree assault, and 1 count of first-degree assault domestic violence. Also tonight, a survivor from that shooting is talking to KREM 2.
Our Janelle Finch spoke to that victim from the hospital bed today. She joined us live in the studio to share how he is reflecting on that terrifying experience and where he is at in his recovery. Janelle.
I spoke to Andrew Quadra, one of the victims who goes by August Morningstar. He says he spent the last 3 days at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. He says the shooting at the Gorge Saturday left him with a shattered rotator cuff, and all he wants is to get better to hold his daughters again. As a precaution, we want to warn you that we'll be showing photos of those injuries. August Morningstar says he's always lived his life with positivity.
Happy, carefree.
Even as he recovers from a gunshot wound at Harborview Medical Center, Morningstar still has a positive outlook on life.
I'm not going to let one bad experience ruin the rest of my days.
That one bad experience was a near-death run-in with an active shooter at one of the Gorge's campgrounds.
And I heard a girl says, "We gotta call the cops. We gotta call the effing cops." I turned around immediately because everything told me that don't be there. This isn't a place you should be. It's not safe. 10, 15 seconds later, I hear, "Please don't do this. You don't gotta do this." Then I turn around and she's closer. And within that, when I saw her, within the first 2 seconds, the guy hopped out and pointed his gun at me.
Morningstar was shot in the shoulder and ran for his life.
I gotta survive so I can see my daughters, and my daughters can have a dad. I didn't want them not having a father.
He was able to get away and says the kindness and care of a stranger played a part in saving his life.
If it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have been in the situation I am right now. He held on my wounds, made sure that I would put pressure on my wounds, and was there with me until staff was able to help.
Morningstar has been waiting for surgery on a shattered rotator cuff since Saturday.
I'm just hoping that after the surgery that I have enough motor control with my left hand so I can continue making jewelry or even just be able to pick up my daughters.
Despite the pain he's still enduring,
Hold on.
He says surviving the shooting has made him even more confident in living his life the way he always has.
Just trying to be a positive example for people who go through bad experiences like this, and go to show that you can be positive no matter what happens to you.
August's friend has created a GoFundMe to help with medical costs. At this time, that fundraiser has raised over $21,000. We'll also be sharing August's full raw recount on our KREM 2 YouTube page. In the studio, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Janelle, thank you very much. And we continue now with the latest update out of Kellogg. The man accused of shooting and killing 4 of his neighbors, including a juvenile, sits behind bars now after making his first appearance in court today.
31-year-old Major John Kaler appeared in front of a Shoshone County judge. He faces 4 murder charges and 1 count of felony burglary. Today, prosecutors said that Kaler admitted to the killings.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is back in Kellogg tonight as we learn more about those victims. Shannon?
Well, you can see this memorial that's been set up behind me outside of the duplex where those 4 people were shot. And we have learned the names of those 4 victims. 65-year-old Kenneth Gardepee, 41-year-old Kenna Gardepee, 18-year-old Devin Smith, and 16-year-old Aiken Smith, as they've been identified by the county coroner. All died of gunshot wounds. In his first court appearance since Sunday's shootings, Major John Kaler heard the charges against him, including 4 counts of first-degree murder.
That carries a potential maximum penalty of death and/or life imprisonment. Do you understand that charge and the potential maximum penalties, sir?
Yes.
Kaler's also charged with felony burglary.
By entering into a house, room, and/or apartment with the intent to commit the crime of murder.
Prosecutor Benjamin Allen called the shootings horrific and asked for $1 million in bond if one was set at all. Allen detailed Kaler's criminal history, which included a number of misdemeanors and infractions dating back to 2007.
Certainly the state's recitation seemed long, but really breaking that down, we have a few misdemeanor offenses, certainly none of violent nature.
But Allen argued the court must take into account the nature of Sunday's crime and the fact officers say Kaler admitted to the shootings.
Admissions were ultimately made to the offenses charged. In subsequent interviews by law enforcement with those in or around the scene, identified both a motive, a method, and a witness to at least 2 of the 4 charged murders.
Judge Oxendine declined to set any bond. Idaho State Police says the homicide investigation continues, but we now know there was a dispute between Kaler and his neighbors. Kaler's due back in court July 3rd for a preliminary hearing. In Kellogg, Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. And just into our newsroom here about 30 minutes ago, we also received new court documents involved in this case. They detail the circumstances surrounding those Kellogg murders.
KREM 2's Kyle Stimchuk is combing through those documents as we speak. He's putting together an accurate picture of what happened, a potential motive, and coming up at 6 tonight, he'll break down a Facebook post from the suspect's wife and what happened just days before the alleged murders.
All right, let's take a break from those headlines now. Let's talk weather with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
Jeremy, I'm hearing tomorrow is the first official day of summer, but today certainly did not feel summer-like at all.
Yeah, Mark, coldest day since all the way back on April 25th, if you can believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Kind of wild. To get there, we had to average the morning low and our afternoon high. Right now, it looks like we topped out around 55 degrees. If we get any warmer, we'll have to change. Oh. Got a little bit warmer. It still will be April 25th. I did the math on that a little bit earlier, and yeah, even if it's 57, we're still there. But all right, let's keep going. When it comes to our overall weather pattern, it's a major trough over much of the western U.S. That's what's cooling us down and keeping some of those scattered showers in the forecast. Most of those showers are starting to dissipate, even the ones over in Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake. Off to the north, they continue to fall up in Chewela and Colville, and they'll continue to fall here through the remainder of the evening, eventually winding down. Tomorrow, I think our best shot at showers kind of winds up in the morning, and then it just sticks off to the north later on in the afternoon. So for the most part, it's mostly cloudy. We'll start out with more clouds and then eventually see more sun. Temperatures top out near 70 degrees. Thursday, upper 70s. Friday, low 80s, and even warmer as we head into the weekend. It's a major turnaround in the world of weather, and it only takes a couple days. So if you want that summer-like warmth, just wait. It's on the way.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Now still to come on KREM 2 News at 5, the search continues for a missing submersible that disappeared while diving down to the Titanic wreckage. What we know tonight.
It's just a great event for people to gather and enjoy it, unencumbered by the motor vehicle.
Plus, Summer Parkways returns to the South Hill, how you can celebrate the solstice. Coming up at 5:15 tonight.